Good Thursday evening, everyone. It is the 8th of June, and it's not going to look that way. It's going to look like possibly late April into early May, severe weather wise. This is just going to be a remarkable pattern coming into the region over the next week, which is kind of unheard of for the month of June, especially how far south some of the severe weather could get over the next week, starting this weekend. But now, first, hit that thumbs up button, hit that like button, share this with your friends and family, and please comment where you're from. And let's get right to it. All right, first, let's take a look what's happening this evening. Really, a lot of flood watches up here in Montana, Idaho, up into parts of Washington here. Snow melts still continue out here in California. And you're probably wondering what all this gray area is. Well, that is uh, air quality alerts, basically, because all this we have a big low pressure just off the United States here, off the coast of the United States, and the winds are just pushing all this smoke from Canada down into parts of the Northeast, and it's driving it actually back was all the way back into Missouri and parts of Arkansas even over the past couple of days. But I'm sure you guys have seen pictures out of New York City, just almost absolutely just complete darkness with all that smoke, and it just looks like the doomsday is about to happen in New York City. But it's just unbelievable what is happening across that part of the country, especially. All right, let's take a look at tomorrow for severe weather wise. Looks like the southeastern parts of Colorado, southwestern parts of Kansas, up here towards the panhandle of Oklahoma has a slight risk tomorrow. A few severe outflow gusts will be possible late Friday afternoon, evening from southeastern Colorado into southwest Kansas and Oklahoma panhandle tomorrow. Looks like there is mostly going to be a wind and high or a big hail risk as well, just for Friday. Now, Saturday, there's going to be even a bigger complex of storms coming down. We're going to look at future radar here in just a second. But let me show you Friday or Saturday here. That is. All right. Now, this is, like I said, this is June 10th, and we're talking about possibly a significant severe weather outbreak here, especially across northeastern quarter of Texas here, southeastern parts of Oklahoma, southwestern Arkansas, and most of northern half of Louisiana, and far southwestern parts of Mississippi here. So we have Dallas, Arlington, Texas, Plano, Texas, over to Garland, Texas, under the gun here, up towards Fort Smith, just basically right around the metro, Little Rock, Hot Springs, down to Texarkana, Shreveport, Monroe, over to Jackson, Mississippi, all under a slight risk of severe weather for Saturday. So scattered severe thunderstorms capable of producing large to very large hail. We're probably talking about golf ball to baseball size hail possible across this area on Saturday, with severe damaging wind gusts as well. Probably we're talking 60, 70, possibly 80 miles an hour as well. Tornado risk is pretty low, but like I said, the main risk is going to be very large hail and very high winds of 60 to 80 miles per hour is possible. So, like I said, there's going to be a significant risk. You can see this is day 3 outlook. It already has a hatched area basically from Dallas all the way down Plano, Texas, Garland, Arlington, over to Fort Worth, as well as some cities there. Is going to be under the gun. This is going to change. Like I said, this is the day 3 outlook now for Saturday. So significant severe weather is possible. Now, this area might change a little bit over the next couple days. So stay weather aware, and I will have continuous updates, especially on Facebook. And then I'll probably have another video on here tomorrow night. So let's take a look at rainfall over the next 7 days. Like I said, with this pattern change, plus we're going to have another big trough eject out of the desert south, or basically southwest parts of the United States through California. Big bowling ball of energy going to come across the southern plains sometime very early next week as well. And that could deliver us another significant severe weather outbreak, like I said, which is kind of rare for June, especially this far south. Usually up here into the central plains, northern plains, their severe weather season starts getting going in June, but this is going to be very far south for this time of year, especially with this big trough, of low pressure, this big bowling ball of energy that's going to come out especially next week. So we're going to have severe weather this weekend. We're probably going to have some more severe weather sometime next week. But on the other hand, this is much needed rain over the next 7 days. And I hope this comes true because this is looking like a 1 to 3 inches, possibly locally 4, maybe 5 inches in parts of the area here, the southern parts of the United States, some of the southeast, Tennessee and northern Alabama. Looks to have a bullseye right now of the higher totals. This may change over the next few days, but we will keep that. We'll keep you updated on that. But a general 1 to 3 inches is likely across Missouri, Arkansas, up towards northern Mississippi, northern half of Alabama, northern Georgia, even. And like I said, Tennessee is pretty much in the target here of 2 to 4, maybe 5 inches of rain locally over the next 7 days. Okay, so most of it will come possibly maybe this weekend, and then probably next week as well. As like I said, this trough ejects out. We just got to see exactly where it goes and how it's gonna, where all the energy is going to end up, and where this major, possibly significant severe weather outbreak happen again next week across parts of the area here. So let's take a look at future radar. This is tonight. This is actually the 18Z. The 00Z is just now coming out. So we're going to show you this since it's extended. And then as we go through this evening, this is 8 o'clock this evening. We got some storms, like I said, across western Arkansas, parts of Kansas. And we go overnight. Maybe some more storms developing overnight, coming through northern Arkansas and parts of southeastern parts of Arkansas as well, bleeding into parts of Mississippi. And then as we get into tomorrow, you can see where these severe storms breaking out over here towards southeastern Colorado. Got some storms down here in Texas as well, Kansas, back here into South Dakota. Got some as this energy's coming through. And then as we get into parts of, this is Saturday, you can see a big squall line that's trying to develop here across Arkansas into northeastern parts of Texas. So like I said, I'll have, this is way far out for a short range. There's different solutions where this big cluster and significant severe weather could be. But as of right now, the Storm Prediction Center is really highlighting the northeastern parts of Texas as the significant severe weather probabilities at this time. But as you even get up towards Oklahoma into Arkansas, you're still going to have some possibilities of some big hail, some damaging straight line winds. Like I said, 60, 70 miles an hour. And if you get under these more intense storms, maybe up to 80 miles an hour possible. Like I said, this is June, and we're still talking about severe weather across the South. Like I said, most of the northern tier of the United States here, northern plains, usually their severe weather season starts out in June. But this is very far south this time of year. So stay weather aware over the next few days for sure. All right, so let's take a look at, this was the beginning of May, and look at all this nasty, basically extreme to exceptional drought, basically D3 to D4 drought conditions, the most extreme you can get across parts of Texas into Oklahoma Panhandle here and through parts of Kansas. You can see across Arkansas and Louisiana, parts of the Southeast, there ain't really nothing going on. Now we fast forward to this week, and we've got drought conditions popping up across Arkansas through parts of Kentucky, most of like Ohio, Indiana, Illinois, up towards Iowa. And now look what's happening out here in the Texas Panhandle. You went from extreme drought basically in the Texas Panhandle just a month ago, and it's basically just wiped it out. There's a few areas here that drought is completely gone. Basically right around Amarillo area. But I mean, you still guys are going having a drought right now, but this is huge improvement over the last month over this area. Even in parts of Kansas, you've had some improvement. You still got some exceptional drought areas here, but this is huge improvement over the past month over that area as El Nino is starting to show its face across this area, and that's a lot of it's had to do with a lot of rain and storms and continuous clusters of storms that's coming down over the last 3 weeks or so across parts of Texas here in Oklahoma, and that's why our drought went basically from this to this across Texas. So great news there. We are needing rain across parts of the rest of the area and the parts of the Midwest as well. Some people have not had a drop of rain in a month, so desperately needing some rain, and looks like we're going to get that over the next 7 days. And beyond that, I'm telling you, if you guys don't get rain this week, which I hope we do, across parts of this area, if you don't get rain this week, it's gonna get hot. I'm telling you. I've been talking about this with supporters since middle of last month. I gave them the first warning of summer. Basically, our first major heat wave would come mid to late June, and as we get past possibly the 15th of the month, the humidity is going to start roaring back, and I believe it's going to start getting pretty warm out there comparatively. And I'll show you that here from the CPC. So here's your early warning because, like I said, I think after the 15th of June, all bets are off and we're going to get hot across most of the eastern half of the nation here as a trough basically takes grasp of the western United States. And then here comes the warmth, humidity, even so way above normal. Our normals are getting close to the upper 80s, mid to upper 80s across the area, probably closer to 90 down here in Texas. So if we're gonna be above normal, we're gonna probably be talking about 90s to 100s, and with some nasty heat indexes on top of that. So here's your first warning on that. And like I said, if we don't get rain across the south over the next 7 days or so, it's looking at the 8 to 14 day precipitation outlook from the Climate Prediction Center showing below average precipitation chances across Texas into Louisiana, into parts of southern Arkansas, through the southern half of Oklahoma as well, and into Mississippi. Now, as that trough is setting up shop out here in the west, a lot of above average precipitation out that way. The rest of the country looks to be near normal, except up towards the Great Lakes, looks to be below normal up that way. All right, I want to take a look at heights and vorticities here, and you can see where we can see the energy in the atmosphere that's going to spawn some of these severe weather. You can see this little basically jet streak that's coming out here, and then really going to just drive home some energy through Texas into Oklahoma and Arkansas as we go into Saturday across this area. And that's going to spawn that severe weather there. But look at what's happening, this big bowling ball that's happening out here towards California. That's going to come on shore as we go into Sunday. And then what's going to transpire after that is, like I said, we're going to have a basically an impulse coming out Tuesday. We could have some severe weather, possibly midweek across. We're going to have to fine tune the areas, but anywhere northern parts of Texas, Oklahoma, Missouri, Arkansas, northern Louisiana, possibly in through Tennessee and Mississippi as the week goes on. Need to be on guard next week. See that first impulse coming out. and we have more energy coming through as we go through midweek here before that thing gets out of here as we get towards the end of the week. So a lot of things happening. Stay weather aware, especially tomorrow. We have that slight risk area across southeastern or Colorado into southwestern Kansas, in through the panhandles of Oklahoma. Very large hails possible tomorrow, and that very large hail and possibly damaging straight line winds coming through parts of Oklahoma, Texas, Arkansas, into northern Louisiana on Saturday. So stay weather aware. I will have continuous updates on Facebook, and I will have another video to tomorrow evening. Stay safe, everyone, and like I said, have a way to get warnings and stay weather aware.